All right. Hello, ma'am. Welcome to Niyati's English Express. And would you mind giving a brief introduction of yourself?
Yeah, sure, Nidhi. My name is Karishma Chauhan. I'm talking to you from Gurgaon. I hail from Delhi and completed my education there, which is LLB. So, by profession, I'm an advocate. I'm also a mother of two children. Apart from that, I have a YouTube channel in the name of Advocate Karishma Chauhan. You might know that. Yeah, that is all about me.
You're an advocate, right? So, do you think, what's the best thing about being an advocate and what's the worst thing about being an advocate?
See, honestly speaking, what I feel is that if you have any professional degree, that is somehow going to help you in your career.
Hmm.
See, doing only graduation, post graduation, and other diplomas, I don't think that are much useful. But if you have a kind of degree in your hand, you can do anything just by sitting at your home. So right now, as you know that I have two children, a family, I'm not able to go out and do proper job and something. So this is something very convenient for me that I could do my work just by sitting at home. I can attend my hearings, I can do filings, I can talk to clients, I can do anything. So that is very like satisfying thing about this profession. And I don't feel that there is any bad thing or like which is a difficult thing. I don't think it's really amazing for me. I'm so happy with the my job or profession.
That's you know what that's a very rare thing to hear, that you're very happy with your job, because if you ask people about their jobs, 95% of them will start crying like we hate our job and we're trying to switch
Yes.
and whatever, actually. So that's a really good thing. I rarely hear like somebody telling me that they are in love with their job. So that's a good thing. But what got you into this? Like, what made you decide that you want to pursue law as your career?
I think it's about it's a destiny. I feel it was never planned. I was pursuing CA, Chartered Accountant. I wanted to become, but somehow I feel at some level I felt like that it's not something for me because it's a kind of monotonous job. I feel when I started working on telly, especially, I used to feel what am I doing with me like daily just entering and all. I just don't like it. So I decided to quit my CA and I just got a job in one law firm. Law firm, I gained that confidence that I should do it because as I studied from Hindi medium school, my English was really poor. So I thought, let's give myself a chance to do something in English. So I just filled the form for LLB in English language, and luckily I got clear that exam. So this is how I just joined it. Yeah.
All right. So, well, that's amazing that you have flexible hours and you can work according to your timing, right? So that's cool. Okay,
Yes.
so like I know how we like all watch movies and we have this image of lawyers and advocates in our minds of like, courtrooms and drama and everything. So I want to know, like, is that the situation in actual, like, having those dramatic scenes in courtrooms and stuff like that? So how much of that, like, what percentage of that thing is real?
I think 70%. 70% is real, and the rest of the 30%, like the drama, is not in real. And you will not even find so many people in a courtroom. It's only few people, which might be the relatives of the people like arguing the case, like plaintiff and defendant. But it's not the case as like we've seen in the TV, like every time judge shouting order, order, something like that, and someone is speaking in between and then judge will say, oh, you have to say anything, just come into the box. So it's not like that. I haven't seen it, and they are also like as normal as we are. It's not something like if you're talking to a judge you have to be like very scary or something. No, it's not like that. But yes,
Hmm.
you have to take care of your attire or your uniform. You should be in proper uniform, and you have to communicate very professionally. You cannot talk too much personal things. Sometimes they also crack jokes. Judges also, they are a human, they behave like us. But it's not like TV. They put so much drama while it shows like
Right.
setup. Yeah.
Okay, so actually, what happens is like for me personally, if I'm arguing with somebody, I'm going to start crying. Even if I'm right, I cannot not be crying when I'm arguing with somebody. So, how do you maintain your composure? Like when you know things are right on your side, but still like it gets frustrating. So, how do you manage your emotions? Because I feel like it's really important for all the advocates to be managing all these emotions and keeping it bottled up, like when you are on a professional level. So how do you do that?
You know what? It's very natural thing. When even when I was young, I used to be like you. I used to cry while arguing. It was not something like, I don't know why I was like that, but now I am not like that. It's all because maybe it is experience of life, you can say. When you grow older, you started feeling that you are too much confident, and you feel that crying is not the solution, and you made yourself strong inside. And in the courtroom, I can say that sometimes even it happens that I feel that I'm right, but still judge is arguing with me. I have to give up. I cannot argue with them a lot, but because I may lose that case forever. So sometimes, even though like I know that I'm right, and but sometimes they stick to their point, I stick to my point. It's very difficult to come out on any conclusion. So at that time, personally, I have seen that I had to like give up. I did it few times. Yeah.
Hmm. So, has there ever happened a very interesting case, like a movie level case maybe, that was so interesting that you feel like, yes, this is something that I could share with the audience?
No, because I'm not in criminal or civil. Most exciting
Hmm.
cases happen in the criminal. So I'm not in that particular field. I'm in IPR, which is like opposite. It's very simple, neat and clean work. You might have heard about trademarks and copyrights, the songs,
Right.
the movies which
Yeah.
we file copyright, and the brand names Pepsi, Coke. So
Hmm.
this is kind of work I'm doing. So there's no such pressure. But yes, it's all about, as you know, that there are, what do we get? What can I say? Duplicate products are
Hmm.
everywhere in the market. If you will buy one Bisleri, you will find four same brands with minor changes, like very trivial changes. So sometimes we need to make like raid the companies who are manufacturing these kinds of forged products.
Hmm.
So I feel that interesting because personally, when I go to Sarojini Nagar market, you might have heard about it. It is in
Yeah.
Delhi.
It's a
So
very
you will
famous
get
one.
yeah, it's famous one. So you will get a lot of forged products like beauty product, cosmetic products, and very cheap price. So sometimes I feel very irritated. Why are they doing it? Because it's something related to skin. If we will apply and something happen to us, it's not something like nice.
Hmm.
Why people are doing it? Like they're selling 20 rupees, like me kajal, which is like natural. Normally it's like 180 rupees.
Hmm.
So I feel very proud when I do such cases. Like last trade I remember we did in Kesh Kesh Kranti. There is some hair oil. Kesh karke. I don't remember the exact
Okay.
name. Juhi Chawla was the, what do we call? Yeah, I forget the name. She
The
was doing the
brand
promotion
ambassador?
of that.
She was the brand ambassador.
She was the brand ambassador. Kesh Kanti, I think. I am not sure.
Okay.
So, and recently I've seen there is one more oil which is getting copied. It's very famous. Like every second YouTuber promoting it.
Okay,
I
it's
don't
the
remember the name.
Adivasi oil, like that.
Adivasi oil. My memory is so weak.
No, I remember because as soon as
Seriously.
you talked about hair oil, I remembered because it's getting heavily promoted. Very much. And like people even in the
Yes,
comments are also
heavily.
talking like it's fraud and duplicate. So it's very difficult. So you have to deal with that as well. That's very popular one.
Ye- Yeah, so these kinds of cases I had dealt in my previous time, like when I used to work with a
Hmm.
law firm, because now I'm working on my own. I have
Okay.
my own law firm. So till now I'm not getting those big cases, but I'm looking forward to get these kinds of cases because I feel very exciting, and I would love to deal with the clients and manage everything. Yeah.
So your own law firm, how does that work? So do you like recruit people like under you for fighting cases
Yes.
for your law firm? Is it like
No,
that? Okay, then
no,
how is
no.
it?
We recruit people only for marketing
Okay.
because yeah, but other part like filing and hearings, that only can be done by the advocates. So
Hmm.
as of now, we have three advocates and we are enough to deal with such cases. We just need the marketing team
Hmm.
to get the work. So yeah, we have only 10, 12 people till now.
Okay, so marketing as in like advertising for your law firm, is that the case?
Uh, s- Legally, if you ask me, it is not allowed to advertise any kind of
Hmm.
work by lawyers. Yeah, it's not allowed legally. but it's, you cannot say direct marketing, it's a kind of updation. Like we already have a few clients, so we just call them and update them that you have this work is pending, so if you want to proceed, we can help you
Hmm.
out to handle it. And this is how we approach people. We can say that it's not called direct marketing because it's not allowed actually. And yeah, this is what we are doing.
Yeah, so it's basically recommending then, like recommending to the clients about
Ah,
updating them, like
yeah,
giving them
also even,
information.
yeah, giving them information and dealing with them with the documentation and all, because when we go to
Hmm.
hearing we need a certain kind of documents and, you know, power of attorneys and stamp papers and everything, like, so the coordination is required. So that
Hmm.
for that coordination we need people, a team, proper team. So sometimes when they feel difficult to deal with any client, then they transfer that call to me and then I personally handle it.
Hmm.
But otherwise, like, my team is good enough now because it's been 2 years and we have people like from 2 years. Few people are there from last 2 years, like since the time when we have started the firm.
Hmm. All right. So you're learning English language, right? So how do you think getting a command over this language is helping you in your job? Do you think it's giving you an extra benefit personally?
Yes, 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 yes.
How
Personally and
so?
professionally, I think on both level.
Hmm. How so?
See, if I would not good in English, then I may not be able to run this YouTube channel which I'm running. So I'm getting monetary benefit out of that channel. One thing. Second is that when I talk to my clients, especially from the big companies, they most of the time communicate with you in English language. And you know what? To convince somebody in the language which is not your native language is quite difficult in the beginning.
Yeah, well, I think that gives a boost in confidence, right? Like I can deal with any kind of clients because otherwise people can have a bit of hesitation because of language barrier. But that definitely, and not even in law firm, I think in all the fields in India, because English is given such an importance, you are basically treated like a VIP person, like a very important person if you know English language. That's what I
Yes.
personally believe because when I was talking to a group of people, like in a social circle, we were all talking in our mother tongue, Hindi. And then I decided to like share my thoughts in English language. So when I did that, people started looking at me in a different way, like in a good way. And just because of a language, people are treating me differently. So I think, yes, in today's time, it's so important to learn English language for sure.
English language. I think it is in India only. I feel that in foreign countries, nobody is giving so much of importance people speaking to English because that's a native one. But here we create unnecessary hype about English. We unnecessarily start giving so much of importance to the people who are just speaking a language. I don't know why,
Right, exactly.
but it's true.
Yeah, and even I was talking to one of my friends, and he's really skilled. He's in like, into software engineering, but he said like he doesn't have a high salary just because he cannot speak English. And one of his friends, like he has a better package just because he knows English language. So that was quite new to me because I never experienced something like that. But yes, like you mentioned, it's quite an unnecessary hype because it's just a language, like a means of communication.
I have also personally experienced these things while I was giving interviews. Like the time when I
Hmm.
did not know English, I did not know how to speak. Even I did not know how to introduce myself in English. So I have lost a few jobs just because of my English skills, and I was really, I used to cry that time. There was this time I used to cry because I failed an interview just because not knowing English. So now I feel so proud because that is only one thing which help you to put your 100% of efforts. Once you
Right.
fail in something, then you so much determined, like, okay, I have to do is this is something I have to do it. And then when you decide you have to do it, you will be able to do it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a great thing to know because you know what happens if somebody faces failure, there's a high chance that they will break down and probably not even try again. Like, okay, I tried, but then that's not for me. So you stood up for yourself and then you gained that confidence and you fought it like a warrior, I would say. Because I completely understand like learning a completely new language, it's not easy. And I've seen people getting depressed and crying about not knowing a language. So I completely know what the struggles must be for you. All right. So one question I would like to ask you
Yes.
is what is the most important thing
Mhm.
in your life? It can be a person, it can be a memory, it can be a job, it can be anything.
My children, if
Okay.
only like my children, they are everything for me. Yeah, my top most priority.
I think I should have asked myself before I asked you this question, because if I am asking this question to a mother, obviously by default she's going to keep her children as the priority.
Yes, yeah, true. 100%.
Right, because I often ask this question to a lot of people, and some of them say money and like luxurious things. So that's why I just kind of wanted to know.
Seriously, I can't believe this.
Yeah, a lot of people say money, and a lot of people do believe that money buys happiness. Although I personally do not believe that, but a lot of people do believe that it does bring happiness. For sure, like money is good for basic necessity, but as soon as it starts to get on a greedy level, like luxurious things, if you have a car and if you are able to drive it well, like from one place to another, and then you see other person driving a bigger car, you're like, well, I wish I had that car. Or if you have a phone that works perfectly fine, and if somebody has an upgraded phone like an iPhone or whatever, you're like, well, I wish I had an iPhone, it would have been so much better. I would be happy if I had the iPhone. Like now I
Exactly.
understand. Now I don't spend money on like things. I already have a lot of clothes, already have a lot of lipsticks I haven't even tried on. So now I understand. As a teenager I used to spend so much money of my parents, but now I understand the importance of hard work. So I don't do that anymore, and now I
Wow.
realize the importance, like, of there are just two things that can keep you happy. It's family and health. These are the only two things you need in life.
Yes.
Nothing else, absolutely nothing else, because all the other things are purely temporary. Because if you have a luxurious thing, 100% sure after a few months you will like something even more upgraded. So that's, yeah, that's
That's true.
absolutely
That.
temporary happiness. So I had a lovely session with you, and I would definitely connect with you again sometime. All right, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for being on
Okay.
my
Thank
channel.
you so